welcome to How I Spent the Apocalypse. Still working on the Treehouse edition. Today I'm just going to try to slap the siding on this end because I'd take Mother to the doctor, and this beautiful day that we're not going to have many more, if any of, got wasted mostly at the doctor's office. So for all of you that are taking care of your elderly parents, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I will close off and come back when you've done something else on it.
Really great thing about a little piece of schmuck like this that has to go up there is the amount of absolute cardiac exercise you get running up and down the fucking ladder.
This is like the third or fourth time.
Of course, you can't reach that side from this side. This slides right a fucking way.
Of course it is.
Some asshole should have probably waited until they had all this shit done to put the slide there.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, as you can see, I put a layer of cardboard in between there, and then I put another layer of plastic.
Right.
That's because when you're using cheap-ass garbage to insulate with, more layers is better insulation.
Right.
And you give another vapor barrier and
everything else.
Now your cardboard, when you get done, what you want is your cardboard is between two vapor barriers.
Right, and there were feed sacks on the other side already.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to show you another hack that happens when you screw shit up. Okay? There's a lot of that goes on. Now, normally I like to use a drip edging. I forgot that I had some crap that I've been using for drip edging that's not drip edging. And I thought, well, I don't have any, so I won't use any. That's not a problem if the tin comes out far enough. But if you'll look, I hung that first piece of tin
short
by myself.
Yeah.
And it's short. And you said, well, it's still hanging over the wood. Well, it is, but it's not hanging over the wood enough that without a drip edge, it's not running back on the wood. So what I've done is, I've cut a little piece of tin.
Right.
I'm going to silicone that edge, and then I'm going to shove this underneath it and drive it in.
Okay.
I hope.
I've
done this dozens of times, but now that we're on film, it probably will not fucking work.
You want me to film the whole thing? Because I will.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's not every day they get to see a dumbass try to fix something so stupendously stupid. Especially a dumbass that's constantly telling them what a fucking genius they are. It's like, how fucking genius is this shit?
You're problem solving. That's awesome. That's very genius.
Well, there you go. That's what I do. I spend my whole life doing genius shit then.
Problem solving.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you live with...
This is the kind of thing, though, that happens when you're trying to do shit alone that normally people do with a crew. Which would make it everything that I do. Because 90% of what I do, normal people would have a whole fucking crew out
Down
there.
one more. There you go.
Okay, so I've got to get it up under there in just the right spot in order for it to drive in. And it's got to be just the right place.
Hold your mouth right.
Yeah. I got to get it lined up first, which is a booger.
Especially hanging by your toenails.
Oh, yeah.
12
My
feet.
favorite thing, by the way, people. Obviously.
Because you do it.
Fixing shit that I shouldn't have to fix in the first place. And especially if I can do it by hanging by my fucking toenails 10 foot in the air. My favorite thing. Yay! I simply remember my... Oh, no, I'll have to pay a royalty. There, shut up. Okay, and there it goes. So far it's working. Hold my teeth. Hold my mouth just right. Open and praying. And if I do it right, you shouldn't even be able to tell from the ground that I did anything at all.
And if you can see that from the top, you must be a bird.
And there you go.
That is amazing. Yay!
See?
I can see it. You can't tell.
And because I drove it in and it's siliconed, I'm not worried about it blowing out of there. As hard as I had to drive it in there, it's not going anywhere. And when the silicone drives, it for sure is not going anywhere. And it's not going to leak. And now it's not going to drip back on the board. And from the bottom, you can't tell I made a patch.
You can't. You cannot tell at all. That is awesome.
Because why? Because it went underneath the tin.
Right.
What would have happened if it went on top of the tin, children? It would have leaked like a motherfucking sieve.
Yes, it would have.
That's backwards.
Yeah.
I dropped that in the dirt. Now, see that mess? I blame my wife.
You should.
I do.
I was doing a camera instead
You
of...
were doing the camera and say, hang on a sec. Okay, but my... Oh, look how fast I cleaned the tip.
That's pretty fast.
Okay, now some people will do this stupid thing where they'll stick a screw or a nail down in their silicone, or even use one of the things that you put in silicone. Here's the thing about silicone. Silicone will not dry if it's air encased. So if you let it skim over, all you gotta do is pull out the thing. So what I will do, and I've probably told you this before, if I have, pretend like I didn't. Okay, so what I do is, where's that piece of napkin I had?
I don't know.
I'll usually just take a piece of napkin or a piece of paper and wad it up and put it on there. And I'll let it, now I'll use this piece of paper. Okay, so what I do is I'll just take it. What I do is I'll just let a little, and especially since that's dirty, I just let a little drop of it come out. And I just kind of fold it over on it.
Okay.
And just leave it like that. And what it'll do is it'll dry up there, and then when you pull it out, the plug will come out right with it.
And then you'll have good silicone.
And you'll have good silicone.
There you go.
Otherwise, you wind up cutting the entire nipple off to get. I hate when you have to cut the nipple off.
Jeez, ouch.
But as you can see now, I had to split the top one of those. Then I just drilled. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. I know you're not supposed to do that. I just drilled a bunch of holes in it, and then I nailed the shit out of the entire top. Doesn't that look good?
It looks really good.
Yeah. But there you go. Now I'm still working.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm starting to put this stuff up. This stuff, on this side, I don't need to put any kind of plastic or anything underneath it, because this side I'm trying to keep cool.
Right.
But, see all this crap?
Yeah.
See this crap? This crap is toxic for the environment. That's why it makes good siding. Okay? So what else am I going to do with it? These pieces can't be used for anything.
No.
The top pieces can't. Now some of the ones that are cut in angles on the bottoms I might be able to use a couple of places. But what I'm doing is I'm going to use it, fill that up.
No, why not?
And it'll make more insulation, and it'll strengthen that a little bit.
That is
So
awesome.
that's what I'm doing.
Great way to get rid of it.
Great way to get rid of it. A lot of times that's what you're thinking about. A lot of times when you're using crap like this that you would not normally use, what you're trying to think of is, how can I keep this from going into the environment?
Right.
How can I keep this from being a problem? Now that I'm using it, that's great, but what about all these ends and butts and pieces?
Right.
Well, guess what? The ends and butts and pieces, I can stick right in the wall.
That's wonderful. Okay.
One less mess
Going away.
on the planet.
It is really coming together. Nice. Wow.
Just wiping it down, because of course, like I said, in Tony's yard for God alone knows how long, in our yard for at least 2.5, 3 years.
Yes, at least. Yes.
So, well, it was in the carport.
Carport.
In Tony's, though, was just out in the
in
open.
the yard. Yeah.
So I'm just wiping it down so that it looks, because you might as well. What's the sense in doing it if you're not going to put it up there dirty and then everybody's, oh, that was a dirty motherfucker around.
Yeah. You wiped them off before you put them up there, mostly, though.
Well, Well, yeah, I wiped off the loose dirt, but that's mostly because I didn't want it falling in my freaking
There
eye.
you go. Well, so that's the north side done.
The north side is done.
That is amazing.
No, the north side of this one's done.
This part's done.
I still have to do all of that.
What doesn't exist yet, yes.
That part there still has to all be done.
From the floor up.
From the floor up. Framed and everything.
Yeah. But that's
Thank
awesome.
you for tuning in. I don't know why I'm not rich and famous yet.
It's because you're so good looking.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
It's
It's
a
the-
trade?
It's a trade, yeah.
It's a trade.
Sucks.
Yeah. Have a good time. Behave yourselves.